Hello, friends of First Baptist Tulsa. This is our midweek update for May 7th, 2025. And it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a midweek update, so I need just a moment to kind of get myself situated again.
Back in the saddle again.
All right, there we go. Now I'm ready. Get back in the saddle. Here we go for the midweek update, May 7th. First of all, let me start by saying how grateful I am for you and for First Baptist Tulsa. Thank you for recognizing me and my family this past weekend. And I don't want to be mushy over the video, but I'll just say that it has been one of the greatest privileges of my life to serve with you and to serve alongside you and to serve you. So thank you. Thank you for your encouragement to me and my family. And God willing, we'll have many, many more years together. So here's a few things I want you to know for the month of May. Our counseling center ministry, we are open for business. We have our lay counselors who are supervised by professional counselors. Those of you in the church family, or even if you know of a need of a friend or a coworker in your life, please encourage them to go onto our website, look at what is offered for our counseling ministry, and apply for counseling. And even if we don't have a counselor immediately available, you're in the queue for receiving up to 10 sessions of counseling at no cost. So just be aware of that opportunity for yourself and for others who you know who might have needs. Two things in May I want you to pay attention to as far as service is concerned. We are collecting cereal for our Caring Center ministry. In fact, not only are we encouraging you to bring cereal, put it in the blue bins around campus, but you can even pick up a sticker, make your own box in your neighborhood or your workplace. Encourage those in your Facebook group to help you collect cereal that will all be handed out to people who have need in our community through our caring centers. And also, May 17th, we are partnering with First Presbyterian on a Habitat for Humanity house, and May 17th is one of our build days. And spots are limited for that, but I encourage you, if you have that gift of swinging a hammer and doing construction, to be a part of that opportunity. Okay, so for the next 2 months, we're going to take a quick jaunt through 1st and 2nd Peter. 1st Peter is 5 chapters long, 2nd Peter is 3 chapters long. That'll take us 8 weeks to read through these 2 books of the Bible. So each week I'm just going to take one chapter. And so 1 Peter chapter 1, let me kind of say some things that might inspire you to read 1 Peter. And this is an amazing statistic that Peter gives more quotations or allusions from the teachings of Christ than does Paul in all of his writings. In all of Paul's letters, Peter does more in quoting Christ than does the Apostle Paul. And that's just what we know of. There may be more allusions to the teachings of Jesus that were not recorded in the gospel that we don't know that originally came from Christ. So here Peter had spent 3 years with Jesus, and it shows. I mean, it's just coming out of him as he writes this letter. Something else very interesting about this book is that some scholars believe that it was actually a message that Peter wrote, or Peter delivered probably more than once, at a baptismal ceremony. So if you read 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 1 through 21, these are the words that would have been shared before the candidate was baptized. And then in verse 22 would be addressed to the congregation after baptism. And you hear it, just listen to verse 22. Now that you have purified yourselves by obeying the truth, so that you have a sincere love for one another, ... So the first 21 verses are preparing a person for baptism. Now that you've done this, here's how you should live. And it's just a very compelling book of the Bible, 1 Peter is. So I want to just hover over one verse for just a moment. This is verse 3, and each week as I encourage you to read this chapter, reread it, pray through it, I want to point out just a verse or two. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. In His great mercy, He's given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus from the dead, and into an inheritance that will never perish, spoil, or fade. And I love what F.W. Bear, as he translates this into his own individual translation, he says, we have an inheritance, listen to this, that is untouched by death, unstained by evil, and unimpaired by time. I love that. That is the inheritance that we have through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And in that, we place our hope. So read through this chapter, pray through it, let it deepen your faith. Imagine yourself being among the first hearers to hear Peter as he quotes Christ and as he shares his teaching into our lives. Love you. 25 years I've loved you, continue to love you, and proud to serve alongside you. God bless you. Bye-bye.